Good evening. You're watching NewsTrack with me, Marya, Shakil. Tonight, the spotlight is on Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Not for a speech, not for a policy, but for a moment caught on camera. An on-stage gesture involving a woman doctor's hijab has sparked outrage and raised uncomfortable questions. For the opposition, it's a vile and shameless act of outraging a woman's modesty, while his party and its ally claims it's an innocent gesture from a man who has dedicated his career to the upliftment of Muslim women. There has been no FIR yet, but a storm is brewing. Was this a harmless misstep, or did power cross a personal boundary? Because regardless of the place or the person, for any woman, intent matters, consent matters, and dignity matters. Tonight we ask, where do authority and accountability meet? That's the question on the show tonight. We have a power-packed panel of women MPs who will be joining me shortly. But first up, here's what happened today.
Bihar's chief minister has crossed the line. The basic line of personal space. The line of public decorum. And the line of respecting choice. Where you may disagree with something, but respect someone's choice nonetheless. So here's what really happened. A visual of the Bihar chief minister first gesticulating towards the veil of a woman doctor, then reaching forward and pulling the hijab down has gone viral. The action seems to have caught even onlookers off guard, with Deputy CM Chowdhury seemingly reaching out to stop it. These images from an official event in Patna have sparked widespread outrage, shock, and have spurred a debate on the right to dignity. All with a heavy dose of political backlash.
ये बिहार किस स्थिति में है, किस तरह से चल रहा है, हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की क्या हालत है, इससे दिख रहा है ये महिलाओं का अपमान है। एक और 10,000 रुपया दे रहे हैं, दूसरी ओर सार्वजनिक मंचों से मुस्लिम महिलाओं का अपमान हो रहा है। आखिर ये क्या हो रहा है? आप
किसी भी महिला, किसी धर्म, किसी जाति की महिला के बॉडी को टच नहीं कर सकते और पब्लिक ही उससे बिना पूछे। नीतीश कुमार जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी ज्वाइन करने के बाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी के जो लीडर्स जिस तरह से एक्ट कर रहे हैं, उनको भी वही वाला रोग लग गया है।
In contrast, the ruling JDO defended Nitish Kumar, dismissing the criticism as politically motivated.
हमारे प्रोफेट मोहम्मद साहब की ख्वाहिश है कि उनकी ख्वाहिश थी कि बेटियों को अच्छी तालीम और तरबियत, एक अच्छी जिंदगी सुनिश्चित करना। तो उनकी ख्वाहिशों को अगर किसी ने भी पूरा किया है ना, तो उस शख्स का नाम श्री नीतीश कुमार जी है। और इस विषय पे सवाल कौन उठा रहा है? सवाल राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के लोग, जिनके शासन काल में बेटियों और महिलाओं के साथ किस तरह से दुर्व्यवहार, बदसलूकी की गई और ये मुक्त दर्शक बन करके देखते रहे।
However, this incident has reignited broader discussions about the conduct of public figures, especially those in positions of power. Some argue that Nitish Kumar's intent was not to disrespect, but a sincere attempt to make a young woman understand that she doesn't need to hide behind a veil. But this latest incident goes beyond mere politics, raising questions about respect, consent, and the dignity of women, particularly coming from the highest echelons of power. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me first on the show is Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP. Ms. Sarangi, really appreciate your time here on the NewsTrack. Does the BJP view Nitish Kumar's action in this video as disrespectful to the women's religious choice and personal boundaries, similar to how the party has criticized opposition leaders for, actions, many would say, which are comparable?
See, we are extremely surprised with the kind of manufactured outrage that has been done. We are talking of a person who has become the Chief Minister of Bihar for the 10th time. We are talking about a person who has endeared himself to the masses so hugely that he has been able to win 85 seats, and he's definitely, I can say with all conviction at my command, a favorite of the electorate. And we are aware of the fact that women in large numbers had come out from their homes to vote for him. So I think Sri Nitish Kumar ji, if he asks a woman or rather tries to unveil the hijab, I don't think there's any kind of malicious intent or he is trying to target a particular religious community. You know, it is just out of his affection. He just wanted the woman who is getting the appointment order, who is a Ayush practitioner, an educated lady. Since she's talented, she's getting the appointment letter, she should be showing her face to the world, to the camera. So this is absolutely innocuous action of Honorable Chief Minister of Bihar. And I think these people
You're
who are
calling
attaching
this
motives
innocuous,
to
Ms.
it
Sarangi,
should understand.
But what is being seen here is that here is the Chief Minister. Yes, he has catered to and nurtured the women in general in Bihar, but this would be seen as outraging a woman's modesty, that there is a personal boundary which leaders or anybody in public life should not cross.
See, what the kind of spectacles that we wear decides as to what we actually see the world like. See, here is a deliberate distortion of the image of Honorable Chief Minister. Basically, it is the intention is to malign his image. And here is a Chief Minister who in all these years have worked continuously for girls. You remember, he has been distributing bicycles for the girls so that, you know, they are able to carry on with their education in schools and colleges. And here is the Chief Minister who built schools for girls and appointed women in public service and expanded healthcare access for all communities. So I think this is absolutely unfortunate to attach any kind of motive to this kind of behavior of Honorable CM. Honorable CM must be wanting to ensure that the talented woman who is getting the certificate must be seen by one and all. And this is absolutely fine. This is natural. I will again call it innocuous. So I don't think there is any deliberate attempt to outrage the modesty of a woman. And I think this will be, this will not be less than, you know,
okay,
yeah,
fine, Ms.
This will
Sarangi,
not be less than
you know,
thinking
in this
not
video,
in the right proper
the
direction.
Deputy Chief Minister, Samrat Chowdhury, is seen intervening in the video. Then what is the NDA's official stance? I mean, certainly this was a gesture that made all those who were there on the dais uncomfortable. Will there be some kind of accountability seeking by the alliance partner, that is the BJP?
See, we are making a mountain out of a molehill, and I can say that there is absolutely no molehill even. Shri Chowdhury, who is just behind him, maybe it was a voluntary action on his part, again with no intent on his part. And Honorable CM, he's a very senior person, and he's just trying to ensure that the woman should show her face to the world so that, you know, she's getting something very good, a certificate or rather a appointment letter. So I think everybody should see her. She's an Ayush practitioner, she's an educated woman, and I'm sure all these people who are creating a ruckus must know that maybe the woman may not be minding it so much as these people are, because they have a malicious intent.
You know, that's a subject of a discussion at a later stage. But Ms. Sarangi, your fellow parliamentarians have called this an act of public harassment by an elected chief minister.
I can only say that they are entitled. See, I can only say that it is everybody is entitled to his or her opinion, and I can only say that the NDA or the Bharatiya Janata Party, I don't think they see any malicious intent in it, and there is absolutely no targeting of a religion. In fact, this kind of statement by the people on the other side is not a dishonor to Honorable Chief Minister. It is a dishonor to the electorate of Bihar who have just elected him, who have just made him the Chief Minister of Bihar for the 10th time. And I reiterate, girls and women came out in large numbers to vote for him. So I think it is absolutely ridiculous.
They did. But questions are also being raised about the overall health condition of the Chief Minister of Bihar. The health condition. Is he physically and mentally and healthy enough to govern a state?
Not at all, not at all, not at all. See, not at all. See, he's absolutely fit and fine, and he's absolutely in a position to govern the state. Otherwise, simple as that, you know. I am a member of parliament from Lok Sabha. I go for elections. The electorate will not vote for you if they think that you are not in a position to govern. So imagine he has just been elected and these kinds of statements are coming. Maybe it is because of jealousy, maybe it's because of envy, and they are not able to digest his popularity, digest the fact that he has become the Chief Minister for the 10th time. And here is a person who is absolutely sane and fit and fine, and he's quite happy that he is distributing the appointment letters. So I don't think let's read unnecessarily between the lines. There is nothing to be read, and this is absolutely innocuous behavior.
Okay. Aparajita Sarangi, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Priyanka Chaturvedi, Member of Parliament of the Shiv Sena. Ms. Chaturvedi, you have called this as an, act of public harassment of a woman by an elected Chief Minister. In clear legal terms, do you see this as a case of outraging a woman's modesty and violating her fundamental right to choose how she dresses in a public or a state-organized event?
Absolutely. I stand by what I've said. It was extremely disturbing for me to watch what he was doing and what he was indulging in. And it is not about the religion here, Marya. Many people have come forward to defend this, saying that, oh, women should have equal rights. I mean, she has an equal right. She was there in the capacity of being an Unani doctor. And for her to be treated like this, publicly humiliated like this, is absolutely unforgivable. If anyone was to even adjust a dupatta like that, I would have had a problem. Because it is absolutely the woman's choice, how she wants to dress up, what she wants to wear. And for anybody to pull her down publicly is unacceptable and outraging a woman's modesty.
Yes. You have also campaigned, Ms. Chaturvedi, against online apps that degrade and humiliate women of a particular community. How is a Chief Minister physically pulling down the hijab or a niqab of our visibly uncomfortable Muslim women on stage any less degrading or humiliating?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It is just that the sense of respect and sense of dignity that is due to a woman, and an elected Chief Minister doing that under this entire garb which I'm seeing online when people are trolling me for taking a stance against it, that this is about women not being able to come out without a burqa, without a hijab. That's not the case here. That's her choice. She's an adult. It's her choice. She has chosen to wear a particular set of clothing. It's none of his business to decide what is good for her, what is bad for her. And yes, you're right. Whether we look at the intersectionality of it all, as a woman coming from a particular religion, dressed in a certain way and being humiliated like this is absolutely unacceptable. And yes, I totally stand by what I did during the Bully by Sully Deals app and what I saw happen at that stage by the Chief Minister himself.
Would you then say that this is far more problematic because the man in question is a Chief Minister, head of a government of a state? We expect better of them, a better conduct.
Yes, of course, anybody who's elected to that position has taken an oath to the Constitution to treat everybody equally and to treat everybody with respect and dignity. What he did was totally define those and also invading the woman's right to choose her own agency and how she wants to dress. So violating someone's rights, violating someone's choices, violating someone's, honor is, I would say, goes against what a chief minister stands for. And chief minister should be ensuring that this is exactly what is maintained under his watch, but he himself seems to be violating it. Now, there are many people saying that he did it out of good faith as a father figure. I'm sorry, even a father, a brother, an uncle, the prime minister, the chief minister, any cabinet minister, any member of parliament, any legislative assembly member cannot do this and cannot get away with this behavior without being called out.
You know, let me talk about a situation. If tomorrow this woman says she's okay with it, perhaps under pressure from the very state that employs her, what does that tell you about consent, power and fear? And what political opposition and legal remedies would you then demand so that women are not forced to perform consent after public humiliation?
You know, this is something I even tweeted yesterday, that I won't be surprised if she's pressurized to say that she was absolutely okay with it, and I don't know why an outrage is being created, because after all, the outrage and its consequences and its fallout is something for her to bear. And if there is pressure put on her, if they make it difficult for her to work in the circumstances she's working just because it has embarrassed the chief minister, it has led to an entire national outrage, then she could be forced into that. What it speaks highly of, and it also smacks of patriarchy, that women and people who have the positions of power to pressurize a woman into silence, to pressurize her to look the other way, to ignore, so that she can buy her peace. And this is exactly what I have been speaking out throughout my own political career, that do not stay silent, speak up and shout it out loud, because till we don't call out such behavior, this kind of behavior will continue to happen. Today it's happening, you know, we've learned to normalize this behavior. We've conditioned our women to stay silent in such circumstances rather than, you know, speaking up and standing up for their own. This needs to change. Until we don't change that, we are going to see such misogyny, such patriarchy and such belief that they can silence anybody just because they happen to be in positions of power. So I will only urge, if something like that happens, I will only urge that the opposition in Bihar ensures that the woman is safe if she does choose to speak out, and the woman at least is not pressurized into submission or silence or saying that she's okay with this, because it is absolutely not okay for even us to watch it. Like I said at the beginning of my statement, it was very disturbing for me to watch it.
All right, Priyanka Chaturvedi, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us and sharing your thoughts. Joining us now is senior Congress leader and a member of Parliament of the Congress Party, Renuka Chowdhury. Ms. Chowdhury, you have spoken about IPC provisions that protect a woman's dignity and have said that anything that denigrates her status is a crime. Then when a sitting chief minister publicly pulls down a woman's niqab on stage, does that not fit in the very definition of outraging a woman's modesty that you often invoke?
Of course it does. Undoubtedly it does. These are religious symbols. Whether you won't do that, you won't go and take off Sardar's kirpan or his bangle or his turban. These are religious symbols which people adhere to and respect in their own faith. Nobody is authorized to behave like that and to take off the hijab or lift the hijab, as they labeled it, of any woman. It is unacceptable. But having said that, you know, Marya, politics is such a cruel world, and if you go to see it, Mr. Nitish Kumar has been showing patterns of aberration. I'm not making an excuse for him, but he was seen laughing and virtually frolicking when the national anthem was playing some time ago. And there have been whispers in the corridors about how he doesn't seem to be in control of his behavior. So if that is the case, then BJP is of course taking advantage of a man who actually needs help. And let them collectively answer this. Now, he is the chief minister. He cannot behave like this.
Well, the BJP says that he is absolutely fit.
Get him off the hook.
He is absolutely fit and fine and right man, because he has just won a massive mandate in Bihar. Ms. Chowdhury, if anyone in public had pulled down a woman's veil, we would have called it harassment and perhaps even demanded his arrest. Then why should the standards of criminality and accountability be any different for Nitish Kumar just because he's a chief minister?
It should. They should be the same yardstick because he's also a citizen of this country. And the law applies to all. Now, but I'll tell you, anyone who associates with the BJP, somehow their standards denigrate. They decline and fall. If you go to see what they did with the Haryana women medal winners, in the convoluted way in which they continue to humiliate them by bringing the oppressor back into action through covert methods. And they think that we're all just blithering idiots sitting here, and they think they're so clever that we don't see the actual game. And that's how it is. If you look at it nationally and internationally, Me Too campaigns where women have picked up the courage to come out and articulate and say, because it's not easy. Women are trapped in these situations. And somebody's powerful, somebody's relative, you can't say this, you can't do that. And at the end of the day, we continue to pay the price. I think it's criminal. Yesterday, we were invited to see a movie about manual scavengers and the world of women and young girls. The MP Sanjay Singh of AAP, his daughter acted in this film. And, you know, I was watching the film and I said, my God, it's like we are running on a treadmill. We keep running and we don't reach anywhere. The humiliation that women go through, they're bought and sold worse than cattle or sheep. We are kept tied, we are utilized, raped, and you have no authority. You can't even escape it. Is that what we are about 75 years later, where medal winners are humiliated, they're willing to give up their medals and throw them into the Yamuna, but the perpetuator gets away with it? Is this what we're about, that we bring laws? The ruling government showed us how they have the brute majority, and they especially brought in the women's bill only to tell us that it's only a carrot. You're not going to be getting it till the year dot. And the rules and everything seem to circumvent and only apply to women. Anything that we say, women like us who speak out, who talk, then we are also humiliated at different levels. And there's a great polarizing of the boys' club.
Renuka Chowdhury, my last question to you. What will you tell those who say that this act of Bihar Chief Minister was not with some kind of bad intention?
Excuse me? How do we decipher what intention is? If a chap on the street did that, are you willing to wait and understand his intention before something else happens? What then do they define as intention? How are they going to legislate his intention? What do they mean by intention? Who's interpreting his intention? Then what is it about? Okay, let us assume for one moment that it's not a bad intention. What is it then? Is he in bad mental health? Is he a man who's not aware of what he's doing? He is the chief minister. And he's one of the allies of keeping the BJP propped up. So what are we trying to say? So for political survival, you don't mind, you'll sacrifice women. What is the signal we are giving? How hypocritical. It's disgusting. It's downright abusive. And for people who are forced to stand up and defend this action, good heavens, where do you crawl? It's not acceptable, not by long chance.
Renuka Chowdhury, thank you for joining us and sharing your views on what has drawn a lot of reactions from across political parties, also activists, women in general, men in general. They have come out and expressed their opinion on what is being seen as extremely concerning behavior, a behavior which will be seen as outraging a woman's modesty. That's all from me on this edition of the News Track. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much.